The following is a presentation of the Spartan Media Network.
Welcome to the Jonathan Smith Show, presented by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense on the Spartan Media Network.
Throws a home run ball deep. Nick Marsh at the 10-yard line of Maryland. Angles to the right pylon. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, MSU. Childs takes a shotgun snap. He'll keep it. He has daylight. He's inside the 5. On his feet into the end zone. Touchdown, MSU. Here we go. Back it comes a little bit of a high snap. The kick is up. And it's good. Spartans win.
The Jonathan Smith Show is also brought to you by MSU FCU. Spartan fans, dream big with MSU Federal Credit Union. Meyer, supporting hundreds of sports teams across the Midwest. Coors Light, choose chill. Dean Trailways, the official ground transportation provider of Spartans athletics. And Michigan's premier motor coach company. Make Dean Trailways your favorite ride. One North Kitchen and Bar, making good times great. And Alumni Hall, your ultimate Spartan shopping experience. Now, let's join our hosts, Otis, Wiley, and Jehuu, Caulcrick.
It's Wednesday night, and you know what that means. Welcome to the Coach Jonathan Smith Show, presented by Auto Owners Insurance. We are live at One North Kitchen and Bar in East Lansing. If you want to join us in our audience for any of the MSU Coaches Show, make your reservations by emailing coachesshow@onenorthdining.com. All right, welcome. I am joined.
You can't even
How do I even
it.
give this guy a proper
God.
intro? You know, I am joined by, one of my best friends, teammate, former captain here at Michigan State, Mr. Otis Wiley.
Oh, man. Appreciate it. You know, every time we're driving in the car, man, you're always practicing as we're like silenced, but he's voicing how to speak things and make calls. And like, I'm sure you did that all the way right in here. So I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for the love. Man.
And obviously the star of the show, the guys whose name's on the marquee, Coach Jonathan Smith.
Yeah.
All right. Before we jump into things right now, I want to give a shout out to we have two special guests in the audience today. We have Mr. Gregory Eaton in the audience today. And we have a guy who, there's a laundry list of things that you could say to introduce him. He's a Spartan dog. He's a, former teammate of ours, a GA in the weight room, the voice of reason, as Otis would say when Coach Manning would cuss us out. Joe would come and calm us down. Former Speaker of the House, State Representative Mr. Joe Tate. All right, Coach, let's get into it. You play the Minnesota game, have that game in your mouth right now, and then the thing that could happen is the bye week.
Yeah.
So you have 2 weeks to go through that. But so let's talk about the bye week and what was done during the bye week.
Yeah, the way we approached it, obviously we played the game, and then you got a week, and what we wanted to get done, we wanted to recover. I mean, these guys have been going. We're getting late in the year, amount of games, amount of blows, tackles, all those things. So we wanted to recover and also just get refreshed. So that was some of the thought for the week. At the same time, spent the first couple of days of the week looking at ourselves, trying to learn tendencies we've had, that kind of thing, and then practice that on Wednesday. Kind of a shorter practice, I will be honest. It was shorter, a little bit lighter to the point. Things we learned from self-scouting ourselves, and then we wanted to give at least a couple of days of bonus time getting ready for Penn State. So we did that on Thursday. Gave Friday and Saturday off to the players. They deserve it. They've been working. Coaches, we did some recruiting, travels, things on Friday. Got back in, and then we practiced Sunday afternoon again. A second bonus practice for Penn State, and that's how we approach really the previous bye week. We've done it the last couple of years. We like that, being able to look at ourselves, but at the same time, a couple tight practices where you're still working recovery, but also getting ready for your next opponent. And so we've gotten 2 extra days getting ready for a good Penn State team.
Yeah, and this is the second bye week. What are your thoughts on 2 bye weeks in a season?
Yeah, I don't mind it, to be honest with you, especially the way they were spaced out. I mean, you play a couple of, a few games, you get a break or a bye, and then you play a good chunk of, 5 games, and then you get another one. And the way the calendar sits, and you're playing 12 of these things. And so It's always that, if you're playing really well, do you want a bye coming and all that stuff you don't totally control. But if they're broken up the way they did for us, it's almost like thirds. I've liked having 2 of them.
Coach, like, how did you personally take some time off, or did you not take some time
off?
I
didn't get a ton of time off. I will. So we got home a little bit earlier during the evening on that Monday and Tuesday. Wasn't staying to kind of a typical Monday, Tuesday. You're staying in the office quite late, so that was a little bit different. And I do enjoy being able to take a couple days look at not just our most previous game, but already the last 5 games since our last bye, what it's looked like, tendencies, finding a few nuggets where we can do things better, and I think we've done that. And then I did enjoy the recruiting side of checking in on where recruits are at, seeing some high school football. Selfishly, I was able to see a little bit my own son play on Friday night, so I did that Friday night. Which was good and refreshing, right? Saturday was a day a little bit to take to yourself, and we did that as a family. Of course, I watched a little college football on Saturday,
as you should, right?
that kind of thing. But that's how I approached it.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I don't, from me playing and stuff, like I don't know how, if I liked that. I would have liked the 2 bye weeks. We didn't even have a bye when we played. I believe it was the straight through, right?
Gauntlet, yeah, definitely. I do wish we did have a bye though, to be able to take that break. Especially when you are playing like big time matchups, it's like sometimes you need to take your body needs a timeout. But what's some things that your players, the team has done to collectively together during those times?
I know a few position groups gotten together off the field, done some things, whether it's even just a bite to eat or going to a buddy's house. I know some guys that were, if they live close enough, snuck off for a night at home. Which I think is healthy, because it is. Yeah, you want to refresh the body, but also the mind. I mean, these guys put a lot into this mentally, emotionally, and so to take 24, 48 hours, I think that's a good thing for these guys.
Yes, definitely. Well, Spartan fans, when you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local teams across the Midwest, from big league stadiums to neighborhood ball fields. Learn more at Meijer.com/community. This is the Jonathan Smith Coaches Show, presented by Auto Owners Insurance on the Spartan Media Network.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least insulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket?
No, but we do make them work.
Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the Seat View feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do. Touchdown!
From the biggest of the big games to the littlest of the little.
There you go. Go!
Run, James!
No. First base.
Go, go, go! Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. From some of the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street. You're helping make a difference to the people and places you call home. Learn more at Meijer.com/community.
Hey, Spartan fans! It's college football season, and SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of Hail Marys and walk-on heroes. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be part of all the action this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to MSU football games or to any other live event in East Lansing, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of MSU football. Let's go Spartans! SeatGeek.
There's a difference between an answer and a Michigan answer. It starts with our team and people like you. University of Michigan Health Sparrow is hiring for a wide variety of roles at all experience levels. Unlock your potential and discover a fulfilling career at one of our award-winning hospitals and health centers. We make a difference every day, together. Join us at careers.uofmhealthsparrow.org.
And welcome back to the Coach Jonathan Smith Show, presented by Auto Owners Insurance. We're here live from One North Kitchen and Bar in East Lansing for all Spartan coaches radio shows. One North Kitchen and Bar, making good times great. All right, so we had a game last week, 2 weeks ago now, and there was a weekly segment, the Player of the Week. Let's check out who this week's Player of the Week was. Here it is from Dalton Shetler.
Tonight's Michigan State Player of the Week is number 11, Alessio Milivojevic. The redshirt freshman quarterback from Naperville, Illinois, completed 71% of his passes in his first career start, going 20 for 28 for 311 passing yards with this passing touchdown.
Alessio Milivojevic steps to his right, wants to throw on the run, throws downfield. It's caught at midfield, turning the Jets to head upfield. Is Rodney Bullard. Rodney Bullard with a lot of speed, and Rodney Bullard is down to the 10 into the end zone. Touchdown MSU. Just like that, the Spartans get a 71-yard score.
Alessio completed passes to 6 different Spartan receivers and threw no interceptions against the Gophers. All of this makes your Michigan State Player of the Week, Alessio Milivojevic.
All right, Coach. You talked about you wanted to create a spark in the offense, and switching the quarterbacks, Alessio getting in there. I would say it created a spark. Let's talk a little bit about his game.
Yeah, I think there was some production there. You look at the yardage we had totally as an offense. There was some good there. Again, the way Alessio, Aiden had been doing some good things without question leading into the week. There wasn't this massive clear separation. It did come down to kind of trying to spark offensively. And I did think Alessio, for his first start, made some really good decisions with it. He played really tough. I mean, we did not protect him well enough, especially in the first half. He ends up getting 6 times he's sacked in the first half. He hung in there and showed some real toughness, made some throws down the field. Which was impressive, and really played a game with no turnovers, minimal in the second half in regards to negative plays. We adjustments and his continued play, and we protected him better. Gave us a chance to win the game ultimately, because statistically, offensively too, we had 470 some odd yards. We had a negative about 70 yards. So you think about that, that's 540 yards of offense minus 70. So there was a lot of good things, and he got some help. I mean, the highlight we just went, Rodney Bullard, that was a huge play to start the second half, get us momentum, get back into it. And guys made some plays down the field for him. And really flip it on the other side. I think about us defensively, a long stretch of that game, we're playing high-level defense. I think they scored their second time with about 9 minutes left in the second quarter. They didn't score a point until 30 seconds left in the game. I mean, that's a long stretch of football where obviously, these guys are still competing and fighting. We got to find a way to get over the hump to win the game. And some of that's on us, getting some points on a couple of series and then obviously finding a way in overtime. But so there were some things to like about the game, but ultimately it comes down to the scoreboard at the end, and we're still coming up short there.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So, we talked, a lot of top performers, quarterbacks from the past, that played at Michigan State, had some big performances. Peyton Thorne, the redshirt freshman year against Penn State, threw for over 300 yards. Ed Smith in 1976, another over 300 yards. Rocky Lombardi versus Purdue, 318 yards. Damon Dowdell versus Purdue, 304 yards. And Alessio, coming in on his first start, 311 yards. Is there, for, being a former quarterback, is there something that you tell your quarterback, especially a guy going to his first start?
Right. I think the first start thing, it's important. You're about to take the first snap, but at the same time, Alessio's gotten in some games this year and done some things really well at the end of the games and had some productive drives. So this isn't just like the first time actually taking snaps as a guy out there in games, but the first start of going through the routine, especially kind of when we got to Friday night and Saturday, that's new on him. And again, he settled into this thing. Even our opening drive, we go down, they actually score. We've got a penalty that backs us up, got us into field goal range that we don't capitalize on the field goal. So from the beginning of it, I thought Alessio was on his game. And when we protected him well, he was really productive.
Coach, how did the players, knowing that he's getting the start, how the other players rally around to support him through his first start? Because I know nerves are happening.
Yeah.
You don't want to be the guy that comes in your first start and tank. So how did the other guys support him?
I thought they supported him in a great way. I think the whole team understands every position is competing. Ultimately, we are trying to get over this hump and have a spark offensively, win the game. And as a staff, I think the team recognizes that we're always going to try or push buttons that we think's best for the team. And again, there's some deep love still for Aiden on this team. And those guys supported really both of them as they approached the week. Everyone knew what was taking place in regards to split reps and all of that. And so they were there for Alessio when, his name was called and that O-line was ready to go and fist bumps. communication in between series on the sidelines. Guys were walking over and dapping up, and so I thought they supported LSU in a great way.
Yeah. So speaking of guys stepping up, and in this game, the injuries happen, and when someone goes down, someone has to step up.
Yep.
Krishan McCray was out this game, and it gave an opportunity for Rodney Bullard to come in there, and he had 102. He had 4 catches, 102 yards, including that long 71-yard touchdown. Talk about his resilience throughout the year to this point.
Yeah, he has resilience because we got multiple receivers that have played in the games, and he hasn't been the number one target, let's say, for the first half of the year, but kept on working, and he created a huge spark. Yeah, that 71-yarder was massive for us to start the third quarter, but he had some other tough catches. Been around it. We've handed him the ball earlier in the season. He's contributed in a bunch of ways, and it was awesome for him to step up because, like you said, McCray was down, and so next man up, and Rodney was playing a lot, not just only that inside slot position, but a majority of it because McCray wasn't there.
Coach, I got to paint this picture because I'm on the sideline, and it was a moment in the game where the clouds finally broke, and the sun gods and the sun's just beaming down. It was the best football weather like I ever thought. I was like, this is the day. Right?
Yeah, it did. The sun broke, the clouds went away. What I thought about it, the sun was starting to go down too, and where that was in regards to catching the ball. If you were looking back into it, it was difficult, especially toward our sideline. We even had a couple conversations because we had one drive in particular. The thing was pretty low. It was beautiful out, but that sun was staring right at you. And if you were going to catch a ball on our sideline, it would have been kind of tough. So we actually called a couple plays with the emphasis knowing that the ball wouldn't be going to our sideline.
Yeah, a great offensive performance by the team. Team high 467 yards of total offense. You had a running back rush for over 127 yards. The quarterback threw for over 311 yards. That's what you want offensively.
Yeah, and without the turnover piece, right? And sometimes you can create a lot of offense, but you run a huge risk and you turn the thing over a couple of times. Didn't have that issue. And honestly, defensively, there's a huge chunk of that was pretty good. Obviously, the penalty side caught us at the last drive defensively, made it a little bit easier on them. We've got to finish better that way. And yeah, we want to make a couple of kicks to separate the score. And if we do those two things, I think we're talking about a different outcome.
Yeah, we talked offense. When we're coming back, we're going to talk a little bit of the defense. Yep. We're live from Lansing with the head coach of Michigan State Spartans, Jonathan Smith, on the Auto and Insurance Show. This is the Jonathan Smith Show.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least insulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket?
No, but we do make them work.
Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the seat view feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
Hey, Spartan fans! It's college football season, and SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of Hail Marys and walk-on heroes. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be part of all the action this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to MSU football games or to any other live event in East Lansing, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of MSU football. Let's go Spartans! SeatGeek.
There's a difference between an answer and a Michigan answer. It starts with our team and people like you. University of Michigan Health Sparrow is hiring for a wide variety of roles at all experience levels. Unlock your potential and discover a fulfilling career at one of our award-winning hospitals and health centers. We make a difference every day, together. Join us at careers.uofmhealthsparrow.org.
From the biggest of the big games to the littlest of the little.
There you go. Go!
Run, James!
No, first base!
Go, go, go! Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. From some of the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street. You're helping make a difference to the people and places you call home. Learn more at Meijer.com/community.
We're back live on the Jonathan Smith Show, presented by Auto Owners Insurance. Hey, Spartan fans. Abbott and the Big Ten are back with the We Give Blood Drive. Show up to donate blood to help your school win $1 million for students or community health. Score limited edition Michigan State tea and save lives. Go to big10.org/Abbott to get in the game. All right, it's time. It's one of my favorite times of the show. It's a trivia time. All right, if you're around there, don't listen to your father. Trust your gut. All right, it's time for the trivia presented by Alumni Hall. Today's winner will receive tickets to the next home game and a $25 gift card to Alumni Hall. All right, here's the question. There have been only 3 games where a Spartan quarterback has thrown for 400 yards in the game. One of those 3 was against Penn State. Which quarterback tallied up 400 yards passing against Penn State? If you know the answer, come up to the microphone, state your name, where you're from.
We need that. Uh-oh.
Peyton Thorne.
Well, state your name, where you're from.
He's like, I've been here before. You know me.
Peyton Thorne.
You are correct.
Oh, you got it.
No. I'm sorry. I got excited. It's not Peyton Thorne. No, I feel terrible. I do feel terrible. It is not Peyton Thorne. I just looked at it to read the stats. I feel like Steve Harvey in a Miss America contest. I'm so sorry. It's not Peyton Thorne.
You owe that, man. You owe that. Now he's coming back up. Redemption.
Free. That first one didn't count.
Oh, goodness.
I feel like Steve Harvey.
You owe him something.
It is not Connor Cook.
Oh. You still owe that man. You still owe that man something. Uh-oh.
What's that?
Bill Burke.
It is not Bill Burke.
Oh, man. I like these trivia questions.
We're stumping them.
Oh, look.
Yeah, there it is.
Mama Jill knows it.
Brian Lewerke.
Correct. Brian Lewerke passed for 400 yards against Penn State in 2017. Michigan State won 27-24. Brian Lewerke from Phoenix, Arizona, wore jersey number 14, and he was the offensive MVP of the 2017 Holiday Bowl. Brian Lewerke. Woo! I'm like sweating up.
Man. Yep. He owes him something.
All right. So, Coach, we talked offense last segment here. Let's talk a little bit about the defense. The defense came in, held Minnesota to 301 yards of total offense, 276 yards of total offense in regulation.
Right.
That's something that's, really huge and kept them off the scoreboard, from the 9-minute mark in the second quarter to 29 seconds left in the game.
Yeah, it was all about, finishing, but there's a long stint there, pretty good football. That is a balanced attack, and I think about really controlling the line of scrimmage was, emphasis we want to do. They barely got over the 100-yard rushing mark, and you got a chance when you can contain a rushing game like that. I thought Jordan Hall showed out again. The guy's been banged up, continues to battle. He 10 tackles. I think he forced 2 fumbles. Again, opportunity to get on some of those, but he had a heck of a game, and he's having a great year and played really well against Minnesota again.
Yeah, you got a guy. You're talking about Jordan Hall. I think if you go through my list of great Spartans, he's going to be up there when it's all said and done. He's a guy, you see him he's wincing, he's limping, he's going through, but he's continuing to play and fight. And what does that say about the character of Jordan?
Yeah, it says a ton. I mean, one, it shows you how much he cares about this team and how much he loves this game of football. He does everything in his power during the week to get himself to a point where he is capable of playing. He's definitely not playing 100% health-wise, but all of these guys are mid-season healthy, but in particular to him, but it means that much to him that he wants to be out there with his guys on Saturdays.
Coach, 2 weeks ago, we talked about putting all phases together, and when we do put those together, we're a force to be reckoned with. Yeah. And we saw that in Minnesota. Obviously, we didn't get the win, but talk about how the defense, we finally rallied to get the ball back 3 and out, and then the special teams, this catching the ball
Yep.
and getting the ball back for offense. But talk about how the team collectively was rallying together just to compete.
It really was. I think about that first half because we had really not much. We didn't have much going offensively. The sacks were an issue, and we didn't score in the first half. It go in at halftime 10-0, and really the end of the first half, the defense holding in the red zone. They miss a field goal, so we go in, regroup. The defense, again, playing well enough to keep us in the game. Got the spark offensively. Finally, get a score matching that, and then even we go down. It's 1st and goal. In the early fourth quarter, and we come away with no points. We, tried 3 times getting in. We don't. We miss a short field goal. Momentum. You think about the swing of that. Would our defense go out there and they got us the ball right back, and then we finally go and take the lead with it. And so the fight, the camaraderie, the whole team part of it. We did some good things on punt. Field position. Eckley hanging it up there, covering that. Was solid. It did come down to a couple of missed kicks, and then the penalties caught up to us that gave them opportunities at the end of the game. But overall, at all 3 phases, there were some things to highlight.
Yeah, and I know the previous coaching show you highlighted the fact that defensively went back to work, went back to the basics, and worked on tackling.
Yeah,
and you saw that game. A lot of guys doing a great job in one-on-one tackling in space, and so. Defensive coordinator Rossi, that was a point of emphasis for him. So talk a little bit about that, how that carried over from practice.
Yeah, tackling obviously is a huge part of playing great defense, and it comes down to leverage, right? Knowing your leverage, knowing where your help is, how you're tracking that ball carrier, and so the ball's not crossing your face and things. So the leverage turns into proper tackling, low tackling, and not doing it on your own. Sometimes, there's going to be some one-on-one tackles where you want to be holding on, at least getting them down. But counting on your buddies to be showing up in a hurry. And I thought we played some good team defense that way on multiple snaps.
Yeah, Coach, I've seen, the rotation on defense. We're getting fresh legs out. So it was quick rotation, almost like hockey substitutions, where you saw times where we were able to almost strategically delay the offense as they're trying to snap the ball. So I saw that a couple of times. And how strategic was that?
Yeah, there's some strategy. If they're going to substitute late, offenses, when they substitute, they got to hold the ball and allowing the defense to match that substitution. They do it a little bit later. We're going to do it. It turns into being later, and so that play clock goes down. And we want to rotate really at almost every position of guys coming in the game, coming out. You saw it at corner. We played Aiden West and multiple guys playing there. The packages sometimes down a distance change what personnel we want to be out there versus also if they're playing with 1 tight end or 3 tight ends, that's going to determine some things to us who's in the game. So we're still playing a lot of guys on defense, a couple of younger players that are contributing in a big way that they got bright futures.
All right. Everybody on this stage right here played. Everyone on this stage had the senior day. Do you guys remember your senior days?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
Hold it. We'll talk about that when we come back from this. We'll be back with more from the Jonathan Smith Show, presented by Auto Owners Insurance. You're on the Spartan Media Network.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least insulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket?
No, but we do make them work.
Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the seat view feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
Hey, Michigan State Spartans, ready to one-up your rivals off the field? Abbott and the Big Ten are back with the We Give Blood Drive. By showing up to donate blood, you can help your school win $1 million for student or community health, score a limited edition home field designed Michigan State Spartans t-shirt, and most importantly, save lives. Go to bigten.org/Abbott to find a donation location and put Michigan State in the lead.
Spartan fans, choose chill. Coors Light is cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged for a smoother finish. It's got that crisp, refreshing taste that makes these moments when you choose to rise above the noise and choose chill even better. Coors Light is the official beer of Michigan State Athletics, so crack one open and take a sip. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Beer.
Nick Marsh at the 10-yard line of Maryland. Angles to the right pylon. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, MSU.
The Spartans
Spartan football team returns to Ford Field in Detroit to wrap up the regular season against the Maryland Terrapins. Make it a part of your Thanksgiving weekend on Saturday, November 29th. Tickets are on sale now. Go to Ticketmaster.com to order your tickets today.
Welcome back. Thanks for joining us for the Jonathan Smith Show, presented by Auto Owners Insurance. Frankly, you'll want to join us for Michigan Sports Brief every weekday on our Spartan Sports Network affiliates, presented by Frankenmuth Insurance. Find a local independent agent near you by visiting www.fmins.com. It's a little chilly out, and you think, spring break's coming up. You might get somewhere warm. How about Myrtle Beach? All right, even Sparty knows. Every needs a timeout every now and then, so why not take yours to the beach? Myrtle Beach is home to 60 miles of warm, sandy beaches, over 2,000 restaurants, and much more. Enter now for your chance to win your very own beach break getaway. Compliments of Visit Myrtle Beach. Go to visitmyrtlebeach.com/MSU to enter. Your ultimate beach break is just a click away. You like that transition, huh? Yeah.
That was like the Wheel of Fortune of Vanna White. Right.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about senior day. So when I played, my senior day game was against Penn State in 07, and that was one of those crucial ones. You win, you get position yourself for a warm bowl game. We're able to do that. I remember I had a fake punt in that, so.
Okay.
Really cool times. What was your senior?
We played against Purdue, and I remember I got emotional because this is your last time suiting up in Spartan Stadium after 4 years. Back then, Coach D would go to each of our players or families pregame, take the photo, and you give your mom the roses. And so you start like crying, giving your mom the roses. And then you got to get it back in game time mindset. But we ended up winning that game. And the best part was the seniors being able to walk and basically slap hands with all the fans as you walk the entire bowl. And so it was more so thank you for the support. Thank you for staying with us in the bad times, the good times, the great times. And so I know that's these seniors just thinking about that. This could be their last time really suiting up to play football after, this season. So that's something that you got to take into consideration. Leave it all out there on the field was the mindset.
Yeah. How about you, Coach?
Yeah, similar memories, right? Last time lining up in the stadium and, playing with your guys, but also, the family before the game, right? Taking the picture and embracing and hugging, things like that. I think about senior day just across college football, some of the beauty of college football tradition and the pageantry. And this is a part of that, is senior days of guys coming out. I've done it so many times now as a coach. As they go approach, you dap them up, give them a hug, and then they're going to see their families. And you think about the growth and the years they've spent, what they've invested in the program, and hopefully they're feeling the same way the program has done right by them, and how long, the ups and downs of life in this game is such a beautiful thing for how it impacts each individual. And so it's a special day. Last time for them, Spartan Stadium here this Saturday because of the schedule and where we're landing. So I think it's an important part of traditions of college football, and it's always meaningful to do it for their last home game.
Yeah, and so this year, we're going to have the senior day. You did it, and I want to give you credit and thank you again. Last year you brought back the true senior day traditions of the family being out there, with the players, because I think that's something that's important, to that, because these are the support system
100%.
That's been there. These guys played, but yet the family went through the emotional roller coaster. So talk a little bit about, this group of seniors that's going to be, coming to Spartan Stadium for the last time.
Yeah, I think every group's really special, and this one definitely is special, unique. I can't probably list all of them because we're going to have just over 20 guys get recognized before the game, but I think about guys like Sam Edwards have been here so long and given so much to it. Darius Snow, Malik Spencer, those three in particular have contributed what they've done and been through in their whole college careers. This landscape's going to always turn in. We're going to have some guys that didn't start their career here at Michigan State, and what Matt Goldman's done for us this year, Jack Velling over the last couple of years. So this group is an important, meaningful group. They've done a lot. And football's meant a lot to them, and they mean a lot to our locker room. So to be able to celebrate them, and you mentioned the family side, I think it's important for them to get recognized by the crowd. Their name is announced. They go hit, the 50-yard line and embrace and have memories of pictures with their families. Just really cool stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And some of those guys that you talked about, Sam Edwards, Darius Snow, Malik Spencer, I'm sure I'm missing a few. Those guys have been like the day one guys. That in today's day and age with the portal and everything, those guys have been here from freshman till now. And so they get that, that grind that you talked about. They've been through the ups, the downs, and everything of that nature. So this is definitely something that they deserve. And so you can talk about, like the message to the team, because I remember when we were playing, it was always send the seniors out as winners, so what is that message to the team?
Similar this week, no question. Last time for these guys to be able to line up in Spartan Stadium, we want them going out on the right note. And so doing it this week in preparation, focused for doing it for someone else, that message has been taking place because we do. With the last time, it's meaningful for especially those particular guys who've been here 4, 5, 6 years of doing it. We want them going out on the right note.
Did you guys win your senior?
Yeah, I was going to ask.
You skipped over that part.
Yeah, you know what? I'm thinking back. Yes, we did. And similar memories of us going around and thank the crowd and high-fiving. Yeah.
What's the senior gift? Because typically they switch them up, right? But what do you got?
We've traditionally tried to get the framed jersey. I think that's a lot of guys like that for their careers to have a place at the house.
Be like us waiting for like 15 years to frame our I wish Coach D would have gave that. I would have been like automatically on my wall.
What you brought up too, the framed jersey picture that goes on right before the game. There's some emotions that you need to bring back to be able to play the game, especially early on. You're still riding on some of that emotion.
I see the photo of my parents' great room, me crying with like red tears. Every time I look at it. Go ahead.
Of course, Otis is crying. All right, when we come back after this, we have a player guest. This next segment coming up. I'm finally happy. We got a fellow running back that's going to be joining us. Elijah Tolliver is going to be joining us when we come back to the Jonathan Smith Show, presented by Auto Owners Insurance. We'll be back with more after this on the Spartan Media Network.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least insulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket?
No, but we do make them work.
Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the seat view feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
Spartans, when it's game time, it's One North time. Just minutes from Michigan State University, One North Kitchen and Bar is your go-to spot for scratch cooking and world-class hospitality. When you're celebrating a win or catching up with friends, we've got the perfect dish to make every moment special. Join us for the MSU Coaches Show and get closer to the action with the voices that bring Spartan spirit to life. Visit One North Kitchen and Bar, where Spartan pride meets memorable meals.
Farm Bureau Insurance invites you inside the green for an exclusive dinner with basketball coach Tom Izzo. This unique experience includes a private dinner for one winner and 3 guests with Coach Izzo. The winner also receives a private tour of the Breslin Center, an autographed basketball from Coach, tickets to a future home game, and more. For more details and to register, visit InsideTheGreenSweeps.com. Farm Bureau Insurance, proud sponsor of Michigan State Athletics.
Labatt and Game Day, the perfect combo for football, friends, and a little friendly fire.
Nice jersey. Guess they were out of adult sizes.
Labatt is the beer that's there for every good-natured jab, every ridiculous comeback, because with friends, roasting each other is just another way to say,
you're an idiot, but I love you.
Labatt, brewed for the roast. Always enjoy responsibly.
All right, welcome back to the Auto Owners Insurance presents the Jonathan Smith Coaches Show. We're live at One North Kitchen and Bar in East Lansing for all Spartan Coaches shows. One North Kitchen and Bar, making good times great. We talked about the fact that Senior Day is going to be tomorrow, but there's still technically a home game coming up, and that's at Ford Field. And there are still tickets available. The game at Ford Field on November 29th when the Spartans take on Maryland. Get your tickets at Ticketmaster.com or visit MSUSpartans.com for more information. Go green. All right, I'm excited about this because our player guest that's going to join us, he's a fifth-year senior running back, Elijah Tolver. Elijah's in his first season wearing the green and white after playing 4 seasons at Sacramento State from 2021 to 2024. Elijah's rushed for 219 yards on 37 carries this season, including a season best performance at Minnesota, where he ran for 127 yards. Please welcome to the show, Elijah.
Thank you.
All right, so welcome. Finally, all season long we've had linemen, defensive linemen, linebackers. Everyone, like now we got the gritty position here, the running backs in the building. So appreciate you coming here. And so let's talk about the game last week. You had a big game last week. What the thought process, you always knew, obviously, you had that game in you. So going into it, getting more opportunities. What was the mindset playing last game?
Next man up mentality. I think that's everybody's mentality across college football. But yeah, when you get your opportunities, it's time to go, and that's what I try to do with my opportunity.
Yeah, Elijah, that Minnesota defense, we're trying to obviously win that game, but what did you see from the start of the game to, obviously getting to your groove of running that ball, but what did you see where you were able to pick some holes and hit that speed and go down the score?
Well, we had good passing game, which helped. Our O-line came out blocking, doing what they were supposed to do, and I was just chopping at them. Take what the defense gives you at some point. You'll break for one.
Yeah.
Get the gritty yards.
Speaking of break for one, you had that long one. So your stats over 11 carries, 127 yards, 11.5 yards per carry. That's tremendous there. And the long of 85 yards. You run out of gas?
Yeah.
Oh, man. You're going to bring it up.
Yeah. I don't remember exactly who taught me, but he was fast.
So when you came to the sidelines, did your teammates give you?
Oh, yeah. Before I got to the sideline, they're coming up to me like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
It was funny.
So talk about it. How did you get started with football? What grew the passion and the love for football, and who do you model your game around as a running back?
Starting with football, my uncle got me into it. I didn't want to play. My dad bribed me with a toy truck. And then,
that's all it took.
He gave me a toy truck, and I accidentally made a tackle. I tripped the guy. Didn't even want to hit him, and then I liked the feeling. I loved it ever since.
Yeah, we were talking about Senior Day, and all the emotions from that time of getting the toy truck and that tackle to you being a running back in college, and last time wearing the green and white in Spartan Stadium. Talk about that journey, and obviously your family's coming into town to support you. But talk about the journey.
It's been an amazing journey, ups and downs. A lot of life lessons. I feel like that's the biggest part. Adversity coming and getting through adversity. Football turns you into the person you're going to be for the rest of your life, how you're going to go about things, how you're going to work. And then my family coming. I mean, they've been supporting me my whole life. So I know it might be emotional for me, but my mom's probably going to be. Tripping, so.
No, that's awesome. We mentioned in the opening intro there, you spent the previous 4 seasons at Sacramento State. You had the opportunity to jump in the portal. What brought you to Michigan State?
Really, it was me. FCS football, some people say it's not as good, or I'll say, but I wanted to show what I can do on a bigger level. And then talking to Coach KB and Coach Smith, I can feel the family from here. And I known KB for a while before that also, so that helped. It sealed the deal for me, just how the coaches were.
I think about that recruiting process of getting to know you. KB heavily involved, and some on our side was you're veteran. You've been played for a long time. Can you speak to a little bit like the running back room itself with Coach Bonifa and how some of your veteran wisdom leaning in on some of those guys? Talk about the dynamic in the running back room and Coach Bonifa.
Yeah, I'll say we have young guys in the room. I'll say my biggest part helping them is like everything's going to be okay. Like, sometimes something will happen in the game. We start thinking everything is going downhill. And I'm like, no, guys, like we're still in this. I feel like that's one of my big parts. And just being like a big brother to them. I had one of the running backs calling me, asking me for medicine. So
they're not calling you Unc, though, right?
I hope not.
You're not at Unc stage yet. We're at Unc stage. We're not. You're not there yet. And so you also do, and kudos to you, because I remember when I played running back here, and I had to go back one time I was an off returner on kickoff return, and it was one game. It was cold. Javon was the returner. I was the off returner that kicked it just short. And I'm like, you. He's like, no, you. I was like, I'm getting that. So the mindset to be back there, and Otis was a returner. So what's that mindset like catching them? 11 guys are flying down to get you. What's that mindset?
I think the mindset has to be a dog mentality because, the kickoff and kickoff return, everybody's full speed at each other. So you got to have a dog mentality. And then you can't forget the little details like catching the ball. I forgot a little detail, thinking it's just that easy to catch the ball. And then you get in those positions, the ball comes at you when you're not expecting it. So I feel like back there, you got to be mentally prepared and locked into every little step.
Yeah, we don't count the kicker though. It's 10 coming down because we can always beat the kicker.
So what has you came here. We talked about the process of getting here. Senior days coming up. We talked about that, and just talk about the last season here at Michigan State. What has that meant to you, and what are you taking away when you leave here?
Sometimes it might not look like it to everybody because the season we're having, but this has been a life-changing experience for me, honestly. I can say like my whole life, like I'm growing into the man I'm supposed to be because of coming here. Like that's how I feel about it. Just the whole Spartan, everybody. I don't know how to really say it, but
I mean, it's very interesting, obviously, knowing that, we're judged on just those Saturday games, but the preparation, the off season, with your brothers in the locker room, talk about the guys that when they accepted you when you came in, how was that welcome? And then now you're leaving as a senior.
Of course, I'm shy at first when I don't know nobody, so I wasn't really talking at first. And then they just start saying, Ben, Big Worm, 55. Yeah. He really was like, nope, you're coming with me. You're coming with me. So he was the main one who was really accepting me, and I appreciate him for that. And then after that, everybody's accepted me, and now we're rolling. So.
I think that's a running back trade. I came in, I was shy too. I didn't talk, and then I got out of it.
I don't believe it one bit.
But, ladies and gentlemen, the running back Elijah Tolliver. Thanks for joining us here. We'll be back with more. We're live with head coach of the Spartans, Jonathan Smith, at tonight's show, presented by Auto Owners Insurance. You're listening to the Jonathan Smith Show.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least insulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket?
No, but we do make them work.
Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the seat view feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
Company, Golden, Colorado, beer.
Farm Bureau Insurance invites you inside the green for an exclusive dinner with basketball coach Tom Izzo. This unique experience includes a private dinner for one winner and 3 guests with Coach Izzo. The winner also receives a private tour of the Breslin Center, an autographed basketball from Coach, tickets to a future home game, and more. For more details and to register, visit InsideTheGreenSweeps.com. Farm Bureau Insurance, proud sponsor of Michigan State Athletics.
Hear that roar? That's the sound of Spartan Nation. And Dean Trailways is right there, every mile of the way. As the official ground transportation provider of Michigan State Athletics, we connect Spartans to championships. For every game, every practice, every victory, we deliver it. Elite service that powers the green and white. When you demand championship-level transportation, Dean Trailways is your winning drive. Become part of our team at deantrailways.com.
It's game time, and the Spartans are ready to take care of business on the field. If you're looking to do the same, the lending experts at Greenstone Farm Credit Services can help. Greenstone specializes in financing wide open spaces, from homes on rolling acres to pole barns and hobby farms. This season, enjoy the home field advantage and contact one of Greenstone's 30 Michigan locations, or visit greenstonefcs.com to get your loan started. Greenstone Farm Credit Services. We finance Spartan country. Greenstone is an equal housing lender.
And we're back with more Spartan football on the Jonathan Smith Show, presented by Auto Owners Insurance. Starting this 2025 season, One North Kitchen and Bar is your game day location for away game watch parties. Join us to watch Spartan football and listen live to the game day radio hosts as they break down the game. All right, Coach, we're back to football after a week off. We have a team coming in, a good Penn State team coming in, just like us. They're searching for their first Big Ten win this season.
Yeah, a good football team, talented football team. You look at them on tape, on really on both sides. They got some NFL talent, especially you think about the line of scrimmage. Defensively, the D-line, the edge of the defense, maybe their strength. Really good players, but some of the better players in the conference. So been salty. They've been salty getting pass yards allowed too. You think about, they're good against the run and up front and things, but they've affected the pass game. They've been solid there. Offensively, they give you a lot of scheme now. Formations, personnel groups, and a lot going on there. And so on both sides, they challenge you with some talent and scheme. And the scheme doesn't just stop there. You look at them the way they're punting and the formations they're getting into and challenging you that way. Yes, they're coming off some losses like we are, but you look at it, 5 of their last 6 games have come down to 1 score. So this hadn't been blowout city or something. 5 of the last 6. Obviously, a lot of the nation saw the game they played against Indiana last weekend. 3 of those games are teams that are in the top 12 right now, losing to Oregon, Ohio State, and Indiana. So having said all of that, these guys are really playing hard. They are talented. We know we're going to need to play really, really well against these guys.
Given the extra days for our bye week, and you said you turned the page and got a little bit more prep time for them, what were some of those major keys to, for you and the team to obviously point out of how do we be able to attack this game?
Yeah, like I mentioned, the scheme really on both sides. You think about offensively being able to line up, the personnel groups they're going to throw at you, the formations, it's unbalanced, their motion and linemen to be able to line up and play sound against that. Again, having a plan for the edge of their defense. So us offensively, how are we going to counteract there? Things they're watching our tape too. So, sacks issues and things and how we can get the ball out quick, change up the protections, change up the launch point. We tried to use a couple extra days to emphasize a lot of that.
Yeah. And with this team offensively for them, they have a freshman quarterback in there because their Drew Allard got hurt through the season, and they do a nice job of spreading the ball all over. So there's not one guy you can key on.
Right.
Talk about the importance of being disciplined on the defensive side.
Yeah, they did because they changed the quarterbacks to the injury and whatnot. So the guys started the last couple of weeks, but they didn't wholesale change the whole schemes, right? And they do distribute. They got 2 good backs. They can run the ball. The O-line does a nice job. They got targets they throw it to. They mix up against schematically and try to make that quarterback successful.
And a big tight end, 6'4", 250.
Yeah.
They stay with a big tight end for sure.
Yeah.
The importance of this game, people don't realize this is a rivalry trophy game.
The land grant trophy.
Land grant. How much has the guys learned or educated themselves about this rivalry?
We talked about it Tuesday morning. We always set the stage for the week, and so spent some time talking about it. Both schools, land grant, universities. All the way back 1855. Talked about the history of it and what the records have been. The traditions, how a lot of games have been at the end of the season with this one. And I know calendars have changed with the conference realignment, all that kind of thing. And anytime you're playing for a trophy, it just means more. So we spent a lot of time on Tuesday talking about that.
Yeah, so we're going to take a quick break, and we come back. Let's talk about the keys to winning the game on Saturday. We'll be back with more from Coach Smith. You're on the Spartan Media Network.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least insulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket?
No, but we do make them work.
Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the seat view feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
Did you, boss? Mind your business, Billy.
There's a difference between an answer and a Michigan answer. It starts with our team and people like you. University of Michigan Health Sparrow is hiring for a wide variety of roles at all experience levels. Unlock your potential and discover a fulfilling career at one of our award-winning hospitals and health centers. We make a difference every day, together. Join us at careers.ufmhealthsparrow.org.
O'Reilly. Get up to a $15 O'Reilly gift card after rebate with the purchase of select pairs of wiper blades at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Our professional parts people can help you find the right wiper blades for your vehicle, and we'll install them for free. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts or shop online at O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Here's the tale of the daily Medfield. Same old pharmacy, same old bill, but those prices kept rising higher still.
Till the savings wrangler rode in, cool as can be. Tap Good RX, saving massively.
No plan? Don't matter none. Up to 80% off. Deals are done.
Discounts hitting harder than Ma's chili. Dang. That one little app does all the rest.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
Check Good RX. Good RX is not insurance.
All right, welcome back. Thanks, Spartan fans, for joining us on the Jonathan Smith Show, presented by Auto Owners Insurance. All right, Spartan fans, carry the only colors in your wallet with MSU FCU Visa credit card, featuring the iconic Spartan helmet. Earn cash back on every purchase and show your pride with every swipe. Visit msufcu.org today. MSU Federal Credit Union, the official credit union of Spartan Athletics. All right, Coach. Penn State coming in, senior day.
Yeah.
What are the keys to winning this game?
Well, I think about the senior day, the early emotions of that, and being quickly getting locked in on the game, because this is a physical output. You talked about the line of scrimmage, edge of the defense. It comes down to simply we got to block, and we got to make the thing physical and block, get the ball out quick, and mix it up offensively, defensively for them, what they present with that. And then we got to tackle well on offense. They're going to try to throw you a lot in schematics and things. Our eyes is right, but they've got good backs. We got to rally and tackle well throughout the whole night.
All right. Thank you, Coach. There's a couple of thank you to give out before we sign off. Producer Marco Reyes, our audio engineer Sam Sherman, our video stream producer Gage Densby, our player guest Elijah Tolliver, and Spartan fans, see you out there on Saturday to support these guys. As always, do good, be kind, and go green.
All right.
You've been listening to The Jonathan Smith Show, presented by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense. The Jonathan Smith Show is also brought to you by MSU FCU. Spartan fans dream big with MSU Federal Credit Union. Meyer, supporting hundreds of sports teams across the Midwest. Coors Light, choose chill. Dean Trailways, the official ground transportation provider of Spartans Athletics and Michigan's premier motor coach company. Make Dean Trailways your favorite ride. One North Kitchen and Bar, making good times great. And Alumni Hall, your ultimate Spartan shopping experience. The Jonathan Smith Show has been a presentation of Playfly Sports in partnership with Michigan State Athletics. All rights reserved. Join us next time on this network station for all of the action of Michigan State Spartan football, a presentation of the Spartan Media Network.